Hey folks, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living. Welcome to our channel where we are making our dream life come true one day at a time. We are getting very close to our goal of moving into our home. Even though our home is not complete, we will be camping while we finish the completion of our home this summer. Our goal is to live off-grid with solar. We're going to have a homestead with honeybees. We're going to have a lot of gardens and trees. These are the big dreams that we have, and we're trying to figure out if we can make them happen. So today we are very close to our move-out date. We are 2 weeks away. We have a lot of challenges ahead of us still. We don't have our solar set up. We might have to have a backup plan because I don't think we're going to be ready for full solar before the end of our 2 weeks is up. In the meantime, the past week, we've been challenged with some really crappy weather. It's been really rainy. Luckily, we haven't had a whole lot of outside work to do. I planted some more shrubs. Brian did a lot more grading over the septic system with a tractor. He's done a lot more property grading in general. He's planted some clover down by where the septic is, so hopefully that will come up in a month or so and provide the bees with another nectar source. Also, we've been moving a lot of other belongings into our house, so let me show you how it's shaping up. We've got our rug rolled out. We've got some of our furniture coming in. We've just been moving shelves. Brian put up this closet rack. So we moved some clothes in, moved our cedar chests. Now his grandfather built these, so that's kind of a nice. Also, his grandfather built this nice little footstool right here. And, well, it's upside down, but there's a Malamute Husky, and it says Hager. Anyway, so that's cute. Anyway, we're having a lot of rustic furniture. So, also moving some boxes in for our immediate use into the pantry area. We've got 3 big shelves. The top one is, well, stuff that I don't need every day, but we still have plenty of room. So in the next week or so, we will be able to kind of fill this area up with food and dishes and bathroom stuff. We got to figure out a privacy screen for the toilet area, and we are probably going to get a fridge to put in this corner right here. Now, realize all of this is temporary. There's no way we would have a regular toilet up like that and have it be a permanent toilet. This is just for a temporary situation for right now, and then we'll move this into the bathroom area upstairs once that's ready. Brian did get the fitting for the water, but it's not hooked up just yet. I just was curious if he did that. Moving just some cleaning supplies under there. So let's go see what Brian's up to outside. You can hear that tractor. We've got some weird weather. It's super sunny right now, but there's definitely rain showers in the forecast. Now, Brian is grading this section of the house, and he's just moving this over to the septic area that's left, that's not finished. He bought about 2 pounds of clover seed, and this area is covered with the clover seed. Let's go look at the bees. I checked on them a couple days ago, and they were going through their feeder. There's some external feeders, and they're definitely going through the syrup there, so I'll probably top those off today. I have some good activity on the new hive. I'm actually going to go into the new hive tomorrow and do a inspection for mites. So we'll do that tomorrow. It's supposed to be 100% sunny all day long. It'll be a great day to check on them. These bees came from down the mountain, and it's easy to spread disease and spread mites up here to the native bee population, so we really want to control that. So that'll be tomorrow's project. I'm gonna check the inside hive feeder here, make sure the bees are powering through their syrup, and I'll refill them. And then one other project Brian did for me was to grate this area for raised garden beds. So we're gonna be putting some raised garden beds here. I planted a little tiny shrub. I had a dwarf blue rabbit bush, and that's in the middle there. And then on the end, I planted the Oregon grape holly, creeping mahonia. And I put the other two of those bushes right here next to the beehives because when they get big enough, they'll be a nice windbreak, and they're a great pollen source, and they smell really good, and they're a great color, so that'll help give the beehives a little bit of a windbreak, a little bit of shelter. These holly bushes are native species to Colorado, and they're very hardy. They grow in almost any climate, any soil temperature. They can withstand drought, they can withstand snow and cold and freezing temperatures. They produce these really cool blue berries after they flower white and smell beautiful, and then they turn red in the fall, the leaves themselves, and they're very hardy. I can't imagine wildlife wanting to chew down on these spiky leaves, so let's see how they do. I'm really curious to see how much they grow this year. I really hope they at least double their size. That would be really nice. Topping off the syrup. Let's see how this hive 1 is doing. All right, they're getting down to the bottom of it. There's a little bit of a slope to the beehive. It's a little dry up here and a little bit more, maybe a 1/4 inch of syrup down here. So let me fill these guys up, top them off. They're trying to get to it. The bees know that it's on right now because it's about to rain, so they're trying to get out there in nature and try to collect as much as they can. All right, put that back together. So the fact that they're still taking syrup right now means there's not a lot of nectar flow in nature. So it's trying to assist them with their honeycomb production. They can't build wax without resources, so they definitely need this syrup. It's not the most it's not as nutritious as honey, but they need this to build all their wax comb so they can lay eggs and grow their colony. Wanted to take a minute to kind of come over to the bushes I just planted, make sure the moose or the deer weren't chewing on them. So far, so good. The blue roxburgh. Thought I saw a bud on there. Nope, not yet. The white roxburgh, blue mist spurria, white roxburgh, looks good. And my hedge cotonia. Now that's got some buds. Look at that. That'll be nice whitish pink flowers. Maybe next week. Sweet! Excited. Might have to get some more of those next weekend. So that's a relief because the moose have been all over the front yard. Luckily they're eating grass and hopefully the baby aspen, but they're not touching the bushes so far, so that's good. And we're looking at trying to figure out what we're going to do for fencing for gardening. Brian said he's got it all figured out. Well, we'll see. We'll see what he's got figured out. Hey, here's a cool thing. This is our natural spring on the side of the driveway here. The water just kind of oozes out of the hillside. And I saw one fly away, but the bees come over here to get a drink. So a water source nearby to your hives is very important for the bees. And I see them in the summertime coming over here. And they usually land on the wet sand and catch a drink of water. So that's good to have natural water source. Brian fills up his water bottle here for a drink. He said it's pure because it's coming out of the hillside. I don't know. I'll let him do it. Got some thunder in the distance. Brian still wants to get a pallet to put the water tank on and before he puts it in the corner there. So this is the inlet for the water right here. And he's got to get a pallet to get it at the right level. And it'll make it easy to pick it up with a tractor and such. Here's our current power source, the generator. So one idea what we have, Brian's been thinking about is, before we get our solar set up, asking our neighbor here if we could run an electric cord up the hill. Maybe for the next month or so till we get our solar set up. Might take quite a few extension cords, but at least we'd be able to hold our refrigerator and appliances for now. Well, I'm trying to think of the 7 things that we had to do. So I know we had to pack up the house and move everything over here. So we're making pretty good progress on that. We're really down to practically the bare necessities now. We emptied out most of the garage and all the timbers, and Brian moved that load up here a few days ago. We've got the big timbers still left in there, but we're almost emptied out of the garage at the rental. And the big furniture that's left, there's just, a couple mattresses, the couch and a armchair, kitchen table and chairs. I mean, stuff that we'll probably use up until the very end. And we'll have to move those a couple days before. And then, so made good progress on that. We got the garage fixed, so that was another big one. That was number 2, I think. We were working on the solar, getting solar, but that one might not get done in time, so that one might be postponed. Let's see, we spent a lot of time working on the septic. Trying to think what else. Prepping the inside for being able to have a workable living space. So definitely with the rug and the addition of the shelves and the sink and the toilet and the closet space. We're looking at another wardrobe armoire right now on Craigslist. Hopefully we can pick that up sometime this week or weekend. And I think we'll be able to make the living space work for now. We finished weatherproofing. Let me show you the way that the top here is looking. So there's some wet spots from rain last night. Nothing is seeping through. We haven't had any leaking from the ceiling, so that's been really great. We have had some water coming in from where the wall meets the floor. There's a low spot by the toilet, and it kind of has been leaking in that way, so Brian has got to caulk that up. So we were pretty well sealed up. We finished up with the doors and the windows and got everything enclosed and sealed up pretty good. The water, the toilet, and the sink, everything's hooked up. We just haven't had our water filled yet. We haven't tested it, so we'll probably test that this week once we get our water filled. Was that 7 and 8? I forget. So I think we're making pretty good progress. A couple things left we have to do. One, we have a mailbox. Now, no mail gets delivered here. That's holding our permits. We have to move the mailbox down to Mailbox Row, down by the lake. We haven't had our gravel delivery. That was the other thing that was on our list. So that's a little bit annoying. Luckily, we're not too muddy now. We have had about 3 days of rain. We need to mostly put the gravel down by the entrance. So let me walk to the edge here. This is the most high traffic area with where the tractor is, the grading that Brian's done, and then the entrance to the house, the basement right down there, around to that side. This would do a lot better for the summertime rains to keep it. It just tends to get muddy in spots. So we want to fill this area with gravel. And backfilling of the septic, that was sort of a bonus project that had to get done because of the issues that we had in the past week. The bees doing good. We did some plantings. We haven't worked on any kind of vegetable garden or anything yet, but that's definitely on the list. So, and we did get, I was worried about food prep and how we're going to cook and everything. So we got a grill and we ordered a camp stove for indoors. So things seem to be working out. Coming together. Things seem to be coming together in the last few weeks here. So hopefully by the time we get back from our Florida trip next week, we'll have another helper. Lance will be with us. So he'll be able to help me bring the rest of the stuff over, moving everything else out of the house, out of the kitchen, out of the closets. And then we'll just be deep cleaning the rental. So that's the last big project, is to get all of that ready so we can get our deposit back and start keeping our money instead of giving it to other people. So excited to not have a mortgage and not have any rent and not have any bills. So, all right, guys. Well, I will keep you updated. Tomorrow we're going to check out the bees, and we're going to move some more stuff this week, and hopefully get that water tank hooked up. I'd like to see that in action. As we get closer to our goal, it reminds me to be grateful for the support that we've already received. So I wanted to give a special thank you to one of our friends, Josh, also known as the Stony Ridge Farmer. You may have discovered our channel through him, and he's been definitely instrumental in supporting us and helping us figure out YouTube and starting our channel. So if you haven't heard of him yet, check out his channel, Stony Ridge Farmer. And Mom saw the video post on me wanting an Instant Pot, and she sent me one on Amazon, and I made a bison chili. I'll link to that recipe in the description. And also, Kenneth Hughes, one of our longtime viewers, is a supporter and is our official first patron via Patreon to support our channel. We welcome you to become a supporter. If you're interested in becoming a part of what we can create as Colorado Mountain Living and our channel and share with you what we're doing, check us out on Patreon, Colorado Mountain Living. Thank you, guys.